In this episode, we will be discussing starting your ancestral altar. Starting your ancestral altar is one of the most exciting parts of your spiritual discovery and awakening. When I started my altar, I didn't know much except for a glass of water, maybe some crystals and candles. I just wanted to decorate it to where I felt comfortable and where it looked pretty and inviting for my spiritual energy and for my ancestors. Really, ever since I had my own place, my spiritual altar for me has always been my garden. It's been welcome for spiritual energy and spiritual thought and spiritual love for me, my friends, and my dog. Starting your ancestral altar doesn't have to be on a shelf, or starting your ancestral altar doesn't have to be on a shelf or on a nightstand or on a bookcase. It could be an unconventional place, like a garden, like your car. When I didn't have a space to call my home for a long time, my spiritual altar, my spiritual working altar was most definitely my car, Big Bertha, and I did so much spiritual work in that car from sun up to sundown, through the hot summers of Texas, 100-degree weather, through the cold in Texas, 15-degree weather. It didn't matter. Day and night, I was in my own spiritual energy, and that was my chosen place. Your chosen place may be a park, or it may be an area that you really like to visit, maybe a tree or a lake. Your ancestral altar can be wherever you decide, and you can get as creative as you want to. The resources that you have at your disposal are always the best when starting your ancestral altar. I know you may want to go out and buy new and shiny things, and there is nothing wrong with that. Splurge if you have the means to splurge on your ancestral altar. However, the magic happens, the real ancestral magic happens when you use the tools that you already have available. Maybe you have a book that you really love and you like the cover, and you want to turn that cover into a frame for your pictures on your altar. Or maybe you have herbs from your kitchen and you want it to be a thing for you to make teas every day to put on your altar. Maybe you have herbs from your garden and you want to make a smudge bundle and put it on your altar. Maybe you have a clock or your favorite watch that you want to put on your altar for your ancestors. Crystals, rocks that you find, charms, jewelry, glasses of water, candles that you have laying around the house that maybe you haven't used in a long time. Or even better, candles that you've burned halfway through or still got a little bit of wax left, and you want to reuse that wax and to make a full candle to put on your altar. Anything that you have laying around the house that you think can be repurposed, reused, and that your ancestors will love. Maybe it's an old dress that you can't wear anymore. You want to cut up the fabric and use that as a cloth for your altar. It's all up to you. You have more than what you think you have, and this is an opportunity to go back in your inventory, access the things you already have, and get your magic flowing. Ancestral magic is all about using the resources that you have available to you. When starting your ancestral altar, obviously think about your ancestors. Your ancestors don't just have to be your family members or your bloodline. It could be folks adopted into your family that were family. It could be spiritual guides. It could be friends that have transitioned over into the ancestral realm. It could be pets that have transitioned over into the ancestral realm. It could be orishas, the luau. It could be so many different things. When you think of your ancestors, it's those that help and guide you on your spiritual path. And those can be many different people, and they can look many different ways. So how you celebrate them and honor their life, because it's still going, even in